Alex Lima, BlackBelt Fitness on the Consumer Quarterback Show here.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Oh,
sir. Glad to be in the house.
all right, good stuff. So we're talking about self-defense. How important, in your career, what you've seen, because you also are a paramedic and you've seen some different things out in the community. How important is it to understand how to defend yourself, Alex?
To me, it's I've been doing this stuff since I was a little kid, and I don't know if I've ever really gotten into the story. But when I was a little kid, I grew up kind of in in a rough neighborhood. Not to tell like a sob story, but I actually got jumped pretty good as a kid. And I immediately came home and was like, I wanted to learn how to fight. Instead of just being scared of these bullies, beating me up every day, I was like, I need to learn how to fight. I want to fight back. And my mom, she said, okay. And then as she looked around for some karate classes, got me in, and I've been doing it ever since. So I've been doing this. There's not a time I can look back in my life where I can think about where I wasn't training in some shape, way, or form, whether it was wrestling in high school or doing, point fighting as a kid, and then moving on later on to boxing and kickboxing.
Yeah.
So it blows my mind that I can't see it. I just don't understand how people don't take it seriously. But that's because it's been such a huge path for me,
Yeah.
And like you said, I've been a first responder. I have seen it, self-defense being utilized in every spectrum possible. Like I said, from fighting bullies in school to competing and fighting against high level competition, to being a first responder and having to wrestle down some crazed drug addict lunatic coming at you, and even to my time as doing some bouncing and security work as well. So I've seen it in pretty much every aspect. So it's very important. I mean, look, that's like 4 or 5 different walks of life that I've mentioned that could utilize self defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at realtors. Realtors are going in homes, vacant homes, a lot of times with strangers. There's so many applications. You hear about, the single mom that's getting robbed coming out of a convenience store or a shopping situation. What can we do to prepare ourselves?
Well, just that. Prepare yourself.
Train.
Actually take the initiative to train. Go and learn firearm safety as well. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about absolutely like realtors. I mean, there's many different variables and many different situations where people can potentially, anybody at any time could potentially be attacked. You never know when it's going to happen.
Right.
All you can do is prepare. I mean, look at people not too long ago were just getting beat up for grabbing a roll of toilet paper at the same time as somebody else was.
Right. Yeah,
a little bit of some control tactics and self-defense would have prevented some injuries there. At least to be able to, I'm not saying you got to beat somebody up, but you can fight them off until security or law enforcement can, hold them down until law enforcement or security comes in to be able to then take over that situation and then handle things, with legal process.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So you got to be careful. You got to understand, the basic control tactics, hand control, and that's something that you learn. I learned that in wrestling. But yeah, we're talking with Alex Lima here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts. We just had Thomas King on the show. I know he's a friend of yours as well, and yesterday, and he was talking about some of the different things that he sees in there, and how people are spending more and more money on guns and ammo right now, and it just come with all the different craziness going on in the world. What are you seeing in that space in regards?
Same deal. I get getting phone calls about people wanting to train. Now, it's unfortunate that, like with everything else, it takes like a catastrophic event before people can wake up and start saying, "Oh my God, you know what? I need to learn some self-defense. Oh, I should probably own a firearm and have one in my house so I can protect myself and my family." It's unfortunate that because everybody. I don't think people intentionally go, "Oh, that'll never happen to me." The thought just never crosses their mind, and it doesn't become a reality.
Right.
But then when you see it happening around you, it starts to become more and more of a reality, and then panic starts to set in. And to be honest with you, when panic is setting in, it's not the best time to try and learn something. You should be trying to learn and prepare beforehand.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, if this is when you're motivated to come and learn and start doing some things, well, then come and do it. Do it now that you have the gusto inside of you to want to come and do it.
Yeah, let's talk also about your online opportunities now, because not everybody's going out in public. They're nervous. People are wearing masks. We're forced to wear a mask in many cases, and with the whole COVID issue, you're doing online classes. How can people access them, and what's that all about?
Doing online in-house classes, following the limitations of what we're allowed to do right now, trying to keep distance between training partners and whatnot. And maintaining sanitary practices. And then also private lessons, one-on-ones, are also on a case-by-case basis, and those will also follow sanitary practices. But as far as the online classes go, Yeah, I mean, I teach through the Zoom platform. I find it to be the most convenient and probably the one that people understand the most as far as a new client coming in. So we utilize that, and you can essentially train anywhere, whether it be in your living room, your garage, or even at your kitchen table. If you want to sit down and just have a talk about self-defense with me,
Mm-hmm.
we can do that, and I can sit down and give you some precautions and things that you can put into effect right away. You can even with your camera phone, if you're using Zoom, walk around your house, and I can tell you, hey, you should probably have a lock here, and maybe this is a good place for you to put a firearm or something.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And the idea of fitness as well, how you implement fitness into the self-defense, you make it fun, you make it where you're getting a workout, but you're also learning at the same time.
Well, absolutely. So for me, fitness is a weapon as well. Someone who is athletically fit and strong is always going to be a problem. They're always going to be a problem as far as an opponent goes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you take that fitness level and that strength and that explosiveness and you add technique and skill and time under their belt, that is a dangerous individual.
Yeah.
You have to train your fitness. I'm going to tell you that it's not the movies. It's not where you hit somebody one time and they drop. Fighting is one of the hardest things, if not the hardest thing you could ever put your body through.
Right.
You're gonna take damage. You're gonna inflict damage. Your heart is gonna be pumping. Your cardio is being tested to the max. Your adrenaline's going. You're gonna have that adrenaline dump. There's a lot of things that you need to fight through mentally and physically in a physical confrontation, whether it's in self-defense or in a high-level competition setting. And you have to prepare for that. You can't just think that you're going to walk in and just do okay. Like, you have to prepare and train for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you also work with kids as well over at your facility as well.
I do. Unfortunately, when COVID hit, the kids program took a big hit for me because parents weren't sure what was going to happen, and as far as transporting the children back and forth, like a lot of this. But now what we've done is we've kind of incorporated where the kids can train with their parents as they come in. We kind of have like a family day where everybody can kind of work out together.
Nice.
But the goal is to build up a separate programs again, to have a kids program and an adults program separated. But right now we're keeping it kind of integrated within reason, and that's awesome as well because it's a bonding experience with your kids too.
Exactly.
And then as a parent, dad, you can't slow down. You can't stop doing those push-ups because your kid's right there next to you, and you're setting the example right now for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And then your kid is looking up at you and is like, "Oh, my dad's not quitting. I got to go." It's a powerful thing. When I sit back as the coach looking at what's going on, I see more than just a bunch of people just throwing punches and kicks and doing push-ups and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm seeing these amazing experiences and this growth and development that's taking place amongst these individuals.
Yeah, I love it. I took my, as you know, I had my Thomas invited us in, so I had my daughter in there training. She's at the age now where she can train with a firearm and how to protect herself. It's crazy to think, but 4 or 5 years she's gonna be alone in some college, somewhere, apartment or wherever she goes. But you want your kids to be able to protect themselves, especially in this this world that seems to be getting a little bit more crazy every day. But yeah, stay with us. If Alex can hang around, we're going to jump into our lightning round with Alex Lima. We also have Greg and Jordan Bowman here going to jump into our lightning round when we come back. Also, our feel-good story of the day. 6-year-old boy risked his own life to protect his little sister from a dog attack. Find out about the follow-up to that. This is a follow-up. Captain America comes out. Chris Evans gifting an authentic Captain America shield to the hero boy. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show.